So the N train, as I mentioned before, they have, those 3 train models, which I'll just, tell you a little bit once again, just a little recap. So the N train has the R46, as you guys see here, and it's one of the trains that eventually will be retiring soon in the next year or a year and a half from now, I could say, or maybe close to 2 years, possibly, right? And they also have the R68s, as you see here, and also they have the R68A. So as the N train has 3 models, also the other ones as well, which is the Q train. As you see here, the Q train also has all 3 of the models, right? Yep, they got the R46 also as well, which of course eventually those will be gone as well. Yep. So the Q train has the R68 and also the R68A. So it's just the same as the N train and also the other line as well. Yep. And also this line that's based in Colombia as well, which is the W train, which they also have those 3 models as well. Yep. The R46, as you see here, and also the R68A, as you see here as well, and finally the R68A as well. So they have all 3. So the N, Q, and W are the lines that actually have the R46, the R68, and 68A, right? Now going, back to the B. I know many of you have mentioned that the B train was going to get R160, I believe, which I thought that too also at one point. But it looks like the B train will only have the R211A. And the reason for that is to simplify the lines. Because remember folks, the B train has to transfer the R68 and 68A to the N, Q, and W. So those lines need those R68s and 68A. And the reason why is because, remember folks, the R46 are in the process of retirement. So what's going to happen is that the R68 and 68A from the B train is going to retire the R46s for the N, Q, and W, right? Which makes sense. And which is why they did this, the NTA. They wanted to, have the R211 to head to the B, but also because of CPTC purposes. Remember, 6th Avenue is also the next line after 8th Avenue that's going to also get the CPTC equipment. So they can also run NTC cars on that line as well, right? And then besides the B train, also the D. Even though the D right now has the R68 only at this point, but they also going to receive the R211A, as I mentioned before. Since John Lee has mentioned that the B and D, and another one I'm going to tell you later on that will be receiving R211A, but the D train will be getting that because remember the D train is also runs in 6th Avenue as well. And because 59th Street will be the last station that will have CPTC, so because the B and D also travel there, and then it gets converted to 6th Avenue, eventually, which is the reason why the D train is also receiving R211A just like the B. But right now they're working on the B right now, and once that's done, then the D train will receive R211A as well, which it could probably be either late this year or possibly on the first quarter of next year, right? It could be any month next year in the first quarter. It could be January, February, March, I don't know. But it'll happen eventually. If it don't happen in the first quarter, then it will happen in the second quarter. So it's going to happen next year, possibly with the D. And of course the other line as well, which will be the Franklin Shuttle, which we do know that they have the R68s only, just like the D, but eventually in the near future they will also receive the R268s. I'm not sure about the R211A heading to that line because the MTA did not mention anything about that, but who knows if they might get it. I mean, I'm not sure. Could be. But see, the thing about this train is that they only use 2 cars. They don't use like a 4-car compared to the Rockaway Shuttle. Even though the Rockaway Shuttle with the R211As they have, which is a 5-car set, and then the thing is that they have to make it as a 3-car basically for the Franklin Shuttle, because remember if the R68s are going to be the same as the R211A, then it's going to be a 3-car to equal to a 2-car R68, right? So let's see how the MTA works that out in regards to the Franklin Shuttle, because they do need a new set too also, just like the other lines as well, based in Coney Island, right? And of course, the other line. So like I mentioned about the N train, which also has, all 3 models, like I mentioned, the R46, the R68 and 68A. As we know that the R46 are also going to be retiring from that line, so eventually the N train, once the B train receives as many R211As, we'll be seeing more R68 and 68A that are going to be on the N train in the near future, till they get the R268s. Now, there are many people that are saying that the N train possibly might get the R211A, even though they were testing them at one point, doing burning testing back a while back. I think it was like a few months ago that happened, that the N train was actually doing burning testing with the R211A there. But people are saying that the N train might use them on the weekends. That they were saying, but it's not really certain if it is, but possibly could be that case, because remember the N train is also in Coney Island, and Coney Island is receiving R211A. As we see now, we have it on the B and the G. The G is fully R211A and R211T, but I think they also run R46 also as well, like the way the N train does. So probably one set maybe, I'm not sure. It's like they keep going back and forth with the G, But alright, so yeah folks, so the N train has those 3 models, but the future assignment for the N train, of course, in the next few years, they're going to receive the R268s. Once the MTA decides who's going to be the contractor that's going to actually build those R268, which we don't know when that's going to happen, but we do know that those new cars will be on the N train. People are saying the R211A too also, but let's see what happens in the near future, folks.